free agent frenzy. Catch it next on CHGO Blackhawks. Happy Free Agency Day. Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks Free Agent Frenzy Show. We are glad you're here. Thanks for being with us. Do us a favor, hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page. Every time you hit the like button, the chances increase that the Hawks sign the player you want. That's just science. Do we really?
Trevor Van Riemsdyk is going to the Penguins.
You know what? We joke. Trevor Van Riemsdyk has made a nice little career for himself.
Good little career for
yes,
himself.
He has.
That's
Stanley
Blackhawks
Cup
legend.
champion.
Yes, he's been the same dude his entire career,
But
and
he's
it's working.
never won a title outside of Chicago. Or was he on that Caps team? He wasn't on that Caps team. was he?
I don't think he was.
Anyway,
Anyways,
that's not why you
All
called.
right. That's the show. Thanks for
We
joining
First out of
appreciate
the
you.
gate,
We
Trevor
appreciate
Van
you all
Riemsdyk.
being here. We are again, free agency just opened, and teams are a lot more careful these days about like sending the press release right at 11 because they don't want to be charged with tampering. So they'll wait till 11:20.
Right, because
to
you
send
could
anything.
totally negotiate a really complicated, intricate contract in 10
Why
minutes.
are we pretending like we care? It is good for the whatever. That's a different show. So as news breaks, we'll let you know. But we do have a little bit of Hawks news to start with. Bowen Byram's contract is official. Well, it's not official, but it's going to be official. 6 years, $12.5 million AAV for Bowen Byram. We heard rumors that it was going to be this number. It is true. He is on the ice at Blackhawks Ice Center wearing number 24, and he is scheduled to speak to the media later today. It's a lot of money. It is a big risk for a guy that Kyle Davidson, good or bad, planted his flag for.
man, I can't believe they gave up 24 before Sam Lafferty was even cold.
Yeah, jeez.
Well, if you didn't know he wasn't coming back,
Yeah.
now we know. There will be a new ping pong champion in the Blackhawks locker room this year.
Yeah, I wonder how good Byram is at golf. Yeah, I mean, look, this is a gigantic gamble by Kyle Davidson, not only to acquire Byram and the price that he paid to do it, along with Jordan Greenway, but now giving him this extension that is a number one defenseman's salary. As it stands right now, before Cale Makar and Quinn Hughes sign their extensions, going into next season, Byram will be the highest paid defenseman. And he won't start the season as the highest paid defenseman, but he's going to be one of the highest paid guys. He's going to have to play that way. And Kyle Davidson acquired him and signed him to be the number one defenseman and to build upon the profile of player that he's the career he's had so far. He's been a Stanley Cup champion, but he's never been a number one guy. He's been behind Makar. He's been behind Rasmus Dahlin. Now he gets the chance to be the guy in Chicago. And hearing from him last week, he sounded very confident in himself that he can be that guy. He's willing to accept the responsibility and accept the challenge of playing up to that. You've got the money now. Now you got to go out and earn it. And it's, like I said, it's a big gamble for Davidson. I would say that trade and that this contract is the tipping point of success or failure of this rebuild. Is going to start, will cost him his job, however it pans out. Or he's going to look like a genius.
Yeah,
One or the other.
I mean, he's staking his claim to Bowen Byram that's going to be the number one guy. He's paying him like one. They both say and believe he's going to be one. And if he is, paying him $12.5 million as soon as next year might look like a bargain. Like, look what some of these other guys are getting. It's only going to get worse or higher. So by year 2 or 3, the $12.5 million is not going to look ridiculous if he's good.
Cap continues to go up and all the math evens out.
The biggest reason people didn't like the Seth Jones contract is because the Blackhawks sucked while he was here. Bowen Byram is a number one defender and the Blackhawks start winning and return to the playoffs, nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to care about the 4th overall pick being given up. Nobody's going to care about the money. It all depends on him being good. And if he's not, well, you know, when Kyle Davidson is, you know, updating his resume, he'll know, like, okay, that's the biggest reason why I invested a lot in a guy that didn't live up to it. Maybe some of my draft picks didn't work out, but as I've said a million times, any team I care about, I want my general manager to be aggressive and say, this is the guy, I believe in him, and I'm going to pay him like I believe in him. And, you know, you gave up a lot to get him, and now you have to pay a lot to get him. But if the end result is Bowen Byram is a number one defenseman and the Blackhawks start winning and start pushing and playing in the playoffs, it's all good.
Well, so I think, like, look, and I'm with you on all that, and I've certainly come around on this deal since it went down. You know, you see that Chase Reed falls to 7, and other teams were involved. So, all right, a little more context, and you can look at this with a little more clear eyes. But, you know, what we're expecting to be a pretty slow day for the Blackhawks here, it feels like Kyle Davidson is pretty satisfied with the roster as it is. And as you said, if Bowen Byram becomes a number one, and if this happens, then that deal looks really good. And if this, you know, most of the guys on this team have a big jump, and Roman Kantsarov proves to be a top line winger for Connor Bedard, and Anton Frundell plays at the same pace, like there's just so many ifs here, and that's like what you're saying. Like Kyle Davidson is hitching his wagon to this plan. And now it includes Bowen Byram as currently the highest paid defenseman in the NHL. If you love Kyle Davidson or hate him, this offseason to me is what he will be judged on, because we're seeing Maverick Bourque gets traded to Nashville for a 2nd and a 3rd. That's not much. And I don't want to hear that Dallas doesn't want to trade in division, because guess who's in the Central Division with the Blackhawks and Stars? The Nashville Predators. So they got that deal done. So depending on what happens today, depending on how this offseason shapes up, if it's just Bowen Byram and hope that all these kids get better, I don't know how happy and faithful I am in that plan, because to me, Bowen Byram indicated a desire to accelerate, right? Mm-hmm. To add a couple pieces that make this team better. So if you come away from today with, let's say it's Byram and Mario Ferraro or Jacob Trouba and Anders Lee, okay, then the conversation's a little different. And those things are realistic targets for the Hawks, right? Yeah. But if they walk away from it with just Byram and maybe a 6th or 7th defenseman towards the end of their career, then you're not feeling quite as optimistic as maybe you were heading into this offseason, look, especially after the Byram thing, when you're saying, oh, damn, he's really ready to take a move here. Like, okay, you have stated by acquiring Bowen Byram, it's time to accelerate. Continue acceleration.
Keith in the chat brings up a point, and also this was pointed out by Mark, sent this to me earlier today. In 2008, when the Blackhawks signed Brian Campbell, it was to a 12.6% of a contract that took up 12.6% of the cap. And Keith says that when they signed Campbell, it was considered high at the time as well. Byram's cap hit here is 12% of the current cap. So basically equivalent to what they signed Brian Campbell to.
It doesn't start next season.
And it starts next year.
It'll be a lower percentage next year.
Okay.
I think Chloe did the math. What did you say? It was about 11.5%, which isn't significantly better, but worth noting.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Well, that's better math. So yeah, I mean, like, you're doing that. You're doing that for a guy who's younger than Brian Campbell was, and at the time, like, Campbell was brought in to be like top defenseman. Like, I know Keith and Seabrook were both here at that point, but they weren't Keith and Seabrook that they turned into at that point yet. So, you know, it's a similar kind of feeling. And with that Blackhawks group, you had a ton of young guys that still needed to be, you know, proven what they're going to be. You had gone through the rookie year of Taves and Kane, and you had young Keith and Seabrook, and, you know, Patrick Sharp was there, and Hjalmarsson was in the mix, and Bufflin was young, like all those guys. Like, it does kind of feel like a little bit of a parallel run. Now it's different being strictly a free agent signing, as Campbell was, compared to a trade and sign with Byram, but it does have similar vibes of like being someone that you bring in that elevates the team. That's a young team that's figuring things out. So
that same offseason, he brought in Cristobal Huet, which didn't work out here, but at the time, one of the top goalies available, if not the top goalie available, because he was coming off some great seasons in Montreal. So there was more attached to it. So we'll see. Look, free agency's been active for 11 minutes, and Kyle Davidson's done nothing. Fire him. No, but it kind of all remains to be seen, right? But as these names start dropping off over the next few minutes here, we'll see. It's right now, it's really hard to kind of judge the offseason. It's truly just begun. A couple things coming through. Eric Haula has signed with the LA Kings, 2 by $3.6 million. Radko Gudas extended with Florida, 6 years at $1.5 million.
Salary cap.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah.
Salary cap circumvention at 101 right there down in Florida.
Nico Hischier signed his extension with the Devils, 5 years by $11.7 million.
That's a bargain.
That's a really good deal for him. Contract. That Sonny Meta that took over in New Jersey, he's having a good offseason.
He's doing well.
Yeah, he's probably telling these guys, look, take this and we'll get that other Hughes guy here next year. But if you don't take this, we can't.
Right.
Ivan Demidov signs an extension with the Habs, 8 years, $9.15 million cap hit. I'm trying to think, what else am I missing? Eric Hall, I mentioned.
Who was the 8 by 8.5? Oh, Rasmus Anderson is expected to go back to Vegas.
Yes.
Max deal max term $8.5 million.
Tyson Forrester is going to resign with the Flyers, 8 years, $7 million a year.
Jonathan Drouin cleared waivers.
He did.
Shocking. There was also a report from Pierre LeBrun earlier, speaking of the Flyers, that Claude Giroux might be returning to Philadelphia, which would be a good story.
Yeah, I hear there's a lot of interest in him, so we'll see.
He's still he's he's long in the tooth and getting gray in the beard, but he's still a heck of a player. He put up 36 goals, 2 years ago.
Yeah,
can still play. Good player. I've always been a Claude Giroux fan. I always kind of wish he found his way here to Chicago.
I think we're getting to the point now where, like, just due to the way training and nutrition and understanding of the body and athletes and everything, like 37 is the new 35. Like everything seems to be kind of moving a little bit. Where before you're like, oh, he's 33. Like, oh, this guy's kind of at the end, and that's not really true. You got another good contract in you at 33 if you're one of the better players in the league.
That's what Bowen Byram's hoping for.
Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely. So he's gonna, he'll make his money there. We should. By the way, do we have the video of him at practice? We'll get that for you in a second. He was on the ice this morning with Vlasic and Levchinov. Just as we mentioned earlier in the week, a bunch of guys from the team kind of doing unofficial workouts. And Bowen Byram, who got married 48 hours ago and is signing his giant contract today, is already on the ice with his teammates and wearing number 24, not number 4, which I found interesting.
Yeah, that was probably a good move.
Cursed? Did Seth Jones curse it?
I don't know if it's cursed, but, the last overpaid defenseman you had heard everybody bitching about wore that number. So probably a good idea to not, there's already enough people worried it's going to be the same thing. And why not avoid giving them the optics?
Yeah, you made a good point, though. I think that the comparison will be made, but teams are going in different directions right now.
Yeah, like the Jones stuff was overblown because the team was bad. And he was brought in there. He was sold a bill of goods. He signed that extension because Stan Bowman told him that they were going to compete.
Go
and
for
look,
the playoffs.
we got Jake McCabe. We brought in Marc-Andre Fleury. We're bringing in Tyler Johnson. Like, we're going to go for it.
And your brother.
And then all that stuff happens where Bowman doesn't have a job, and it's a complete 180 within 3 months of him signing that deal. And then he eventually was just like, I don't want to do this anymore, which can't necessarily get upset with him. Like, I get it. You didn't sign on for this. You signed on to play for a winner, and it didn't happen. So that's part of the reason for that angst. And, Bowen Byram becomes the number 1 defenseman here, and he's a big reason why the Hawks are pushing for a wild card spot this year and making the playoffs in the very near future. It's just money. Nobody cares. I don't understand the people get hung up on the sizes of contracts. Like when you're right up against the wall of the salary cap, sure, but you know, if the player is good, you pay him. You have to play good players, and everything that Bowen Byram has shown me in his career is he's a good player, and will be worth this deal.
I agree with that. Look, it is a deal that will get panned, and if you want to, you know, just live and die by the graphs and by the player cards and by the online commentary, you're going to be miserable because
you gotta
nothing
let it play
right now
out.
justifies that money for what he's done. But what Kyle Davidson is doing is betting on what is coming for Bowen Byram, and he had his best season as a pro last year, and he's 25 years old. Yep. I think it's a safe bet to say Bowen Byram's best years are ahead of him.
It's a calculated bet. Just to wrap up a couple of signings before we hit the break zone. Dan Valdar's 5-year extension with the Flyers is official. I think it was 5.5 for him.
Yeah.
And it sounds like Colton Sissons is heading to the Leafs, and Ross Johnston is going to the Blues. So some depth moves for those teams.
All right. And we should mention, if you missed it earlier, Maverick Bourque has been traded to the Nashville Predators for a second and third round pick. I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit
And you're
later.
forgetting Ilya Lyubushkin was part of that deal, too.
And Ilya Lyubushkin was in that deal,
I will
too.
not stand for Ilya Lyubushkin erasure on the show.
I'm sorry.
It's my guy.
All right, we're going to hit the break zone. You hit the like button. Back in a few minutes on CHGO Blackhawks. Would you like to have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi, and would you like to keep it at the same price for 5 years? You can with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. You're going to have Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, that finds and fixes problems before you're even aware of them. You'll have super intelligent Wi-Fi that has a sixth sense, and yet that means you're streaming the game even when the whole family's online with no lag, no problems, all your devices working together in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And the best part, no annual contract, no hidden fees, and you'll get Xfinity's best equipment included. Take it from us, a lot can change in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken, free agents are acquired, but your Wi-Fi should stay reliable and the price should stay put. So lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
Our friends at Sunnyside Dispensary are here to elevate your baseball season. Sunnyside is your home for judgment-free shopping. They have a crazy selection of over 100 different strains to choose from with easy online ordering and in-store pickup. Wherever you are in Illinois, Sunnyside has a location for you. They have spots as far south as Champaign and as far north as South Beloit. So stop into the store nearest to you for expert guidance from their staff. And don't miss out on the Stash Pass Summer Live now through Labor Day. That is Sunnyside's summer rewards program that lets you earn rewards simply by visiting and making qualifying purchases. Every visit earns a stamp, bringing you closer to your next reward. Now live through September while supplies last, giving you plenty of opportunities to earn rewards all summer long. You can head to their website for only the best under the sun, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases with the code HICHGO. That's HICHGO. Sunnyside Dispensary, only the best under the sun, only for those 21 and older or Illinois medical card holders.
All right, we're back on CHGO Blackhawks. Couple things that have trickled in over the break, both from Emily Kaplan. She says the Red Wings are targeting Victor Arvidsson on a 2-year deal. And she says not done yet, but all signs point to Mats Zuccarello signing on with the LA Kings.
Also, Eric Gustafson going to the Kings.
Yes. Good old number 56.
So we were talking in the break. What are the Kings going to do?
Lose in the first round again. That's what they do.
And when you trade for Artemi Panarin and give him what you gave him, you got to try to win.
They're plugging
That's what you
holes
gotta try
in
to
the
do.
boat with their
Well,
fingers.
you know, you got Ken Holland in charge there, and Ken Holland is proven once he left Detroit, where he had some guy named Jim Nill working with him, that he's a wee bit of an overrated as a general manager. But you got Peter Laviolette out there, and you'll get a bump from him. He's a guy he's one of those guys you bring him in within those first 2 years are usually pretty good.
Yeah.
And then things kind of take a turn. So the Kings will be a decent team. It's seeing what else they do. But you got Panarin there, and Eric Hall is one of those bottom 6 guys that I think doesn't get enough credit of how effective he is.
Yeah.
And Matt Zuccarello is a real nice player.
He
So
is.
they'll be a decent team. The
got-
problem is I
yeah.
don't see them getting.
They'll contend in the Pacific, which
Right.
is
They'll get a playoff spot, and then again they're done in 5 games.
Will they play the Oilers yet again?
I hope so. Why not?
I don't know if this was official, but Mackie Samoskevich has got a extension with the Kraken, 3 years, $3.85 million per year.
The old Wolverine connection, him and Matty Beniers.
He's a good player, Samoskevich.
He is. He's very good. Another Chicago Steel alum, doing well in the
We got
AHL.
AHL news.
Oh.
Former Ice Hog Luke Philp is signing with the Calgary Wranglers.
I believe he's staying there, right? He was there the last couple of years, I want to say. Luke Philp.
Maybe.
He's a really good AHL player, but
He is.
that's where his resume ends.
Soul Butter says hearing LeBron James is going to the Florida
On a
Panthers.
19-year
Going
deal.
back to South Beach.
Yeah.
We have some super chats, or at least one we should get to. From 2121 says, can Greg get the Hawks in contract with his ETH coach to help pay the Byram contract? Yeah, use your crypto connection.
That's not my problem.
Yeah, I guess
not my
not.
problem.
You don't have to bail the Blackhawks out.
No, I might. Another couple days, I might buy the Blackhawks.
You
Hey,
should.
You keep stacking those
if-
NFTs.
If the Wirtz family is willing to take it all in fake electronic money, I'll be happy to buy
Trust
it.
me,
too.
bro, it's totally real.
Yeah, just
You can't see it or hold it
Or use it
spend
for
anywhere,
anything,
but
but-
it's certainly a real thing.
It's worth.
You're just playing the
it is.
markets.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ahead of the curve as always.
All right, well, we wait.
Now we wait.
Now we wait. And if you read the Scott Powers, Mark Lazarus thing yesterday, I thought it was pretty funny. They're like, don't expect much, but they could offer sheet somebody or get Jason Robertson.
Or don't expect much, but they could do
But they
a
can do
lot
two
of
massive
stuff.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, these things didn't,
Well,
Well-
with the Bork and Labushkin, sorry.
No, that's exactly where I
with
was
those
going.
guys leaving Dallas, it feels like a certainty now. They're just going to give.
Yeah.
Maybe they meet in the middle, or they just give Jason Robertson what he's wanted all along, which is $14 million. And I keep seeing this hang up about like if they're comfortable making him the highest paid player, what are we doing? Like the cap goes up and salaries go up. That's such a weird thing.
Right.
And if Mikko Rantanen gets angry that he's not the highest paid player, then trade Mikko Rantanen because that's not a
Sign
team
the
player.
deal,
Who
dude.
cares?
the
Like, what are you
Blackhawks.
doing?
Who cares?
He can be tied for the highest paid player in Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, they don't put your name on the Stanley Cup by who makes the most money first. It's alphabetical order.
That's true.
So just go win a Stanley Cup. Who cares?
We should talk about
Rantanen comes before Robertson.
There you go. So he would be on the cup before Jason Robertson.
We should talk about the situation that went down last night too with Zach Werenski.
Yeah. He was going to be traded
was
to Dallas.
going to be a Dallas Star and said, "I'm not going to Dallas."
These guys have way too much power.
I mean,
It's over 9,000.
I saw someone
Toronto
angrily
and
say
Tampa sound like those
that's
are his
it.
targets.
Those are the two targets. Yes.
Why would you choose Toronto over Dallas? Honestly.
Well, closer proximity to where he's been, because he's a Michigan guy, is he not, Werenski?
Yeah, but when you're making that kind of money, I don't know.
Toronto's. I've been linked to a couple of interesting moves, Bobrovsky being one of them. Like if they end up keeping Knies, which again, as we've been talking about this the whole time, why are you trading him? Like that can be a team that can be a destination for competition. You still have Nylander, you still have Matthews. You added, you added McKenna. Like you still have a really good team there. So I can understand it in theory why Toronto would be a destination to try and compete. But I think compared to Dallas and Tampa, where you basically pencil them into the playoffs, no questions asked, yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, if I'm a player and I've been, in Columbus my whole career, where let's face it, not a lot of chances to win Stanley Cups, and I see, and the Tampa I get, but they're on the downswing. Tampa is not what they were, and for whatever reason, John Cooper decided to play them like the 1970s Philadelphia Flyers, and it hasn't worked. Back-to-back, early exits from the playoffs. But I understand that. But like, if I had to choose, if I'm a player looking to like win now, and my choices are Dallas and Toronto, I'm not going to Toronto.
Yeah.
I'm going to Dallas, the team that's been like this close.
Yeah. If he went to Dallas, I mean, maybe he might go to Dallas, but then Robertson might leave. Like it's
well, it all
or
depends
could
on,
have.
Who
knows?
All depends on what the deal was. If,
What,
like
was
you
it supposed
mentioned,
to be Thomas Harley?
Yeah, yeah, that's what it was reported as.
They
Yeah,
would actually save money.
They would save money by
And,
bringing in
yeah. Who knows? But yeah, it's just it's an interesting situation. And now, I mean, you got to think like, you've had a deal in place that was nixed by Jason Robertson. You've had a deal in place that was nixed by Werenski that included Thomas Harley. If you're in that Dallas locker room, you're like, I guess I'm expendable. Like I wonder if some of those
Thomas
some
Harley
of
has to sit there and
those
be like, I was basically traded.
Yeah, now it's a tough life to live where you're a GM and you're accepting trades of players and then things fall through and you're like, well, okay, a little awkward going back to the office the next day is, hey, you're still here. I'm happy you're here. I tried to get rid of you, but
I tried to get somebody better than you, but I'm going to have to be stuck with you.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it sucks with that. I mean, we saw that with, in the past. Colton Parayko last year rejected a trade, and, you hear your name get mentioned in things that fall through, and then you got to show up the next day. So, and it's just so tough for these GMs now with these guys that are like, it's like, what do you, now Columbus has got to be like, well, that's the best trade I'm going to get. Like, you're putting me in a bad spot.
Yeah.
So, as we talked yesterday at length about Yzerman and Dylan Larkin, roll the dice and say, screw it, you're staying here. I'm not trading you. I don't have to trade you. And if you don't show up, we'll see where that takes you.
The courts.
Yeah, get a lawyer.
Sounds like Jaden Schwartz may be heading to Colorado.
Schwartz!
According to Greg Wyshynski and Scotty Upshall.
Okay.
And Scotty Upshall? Is Scotty Upshall a hockey insider? Did I miss this?
He's he's on what podcast is he on? Is he on the one with
Scotty Upshall show.
No, he is he on Missing Curfew? I mean, he's a former player.
Right,
He's got connections. I'm not gonna.
Yes, he is. That is the most Canadian podcast I've ever heard in my life.
Is it?
I tried one day and I'm like, I can't.
There's different hockey tastes for different folks.
Yes.
They have a targeted demographic.
It wasn't
and
bad.
we're
I was
not
just
in
like,
it.
it was really hockey lingo-y and like Canadian lingo-y.
You
and
needed
I
a
was
Tim
a little bit
Hortons
lost.
to enjoy it.
I did. Yes, exactly.
David Pagnotta, who, feel how you feel about that. Carolina isn't fully out just yet, but John Carlson is exploring other options. Philly and Tampa in the mix.
I mean, if the Carolina Hurricanes want me, I'm signing there.
I mean,
what are we
yeah.
doing? It's supposed to have the greatest culture in the league. They love the coach. You
Maybe
got an opportunity to
Carlson's
win.
had his cup. Maybe he's thinking, let me just cash
Go to
in some
Philly
more
and have
money
a battery
before.
thrown at me.
Yeah, but for an extra $2 million a year,
Yes.
I guess
you can buy a lot of ice packs with that money.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, it's just, we saw Mikko Rantanen not want to be in Carolina. Maybe John Carlson's like, maybe I want to go to, sunny Florida and play
Not
down
win a
there.
Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I mean, it's all these guys have different motives. Some of it is money,
If
some
he
of it
wants
is
to go
cups.
to Tampa, it's going to hold up the Werenski thing.
Or it basically shuts the door, and then Werenski's like, well, sounds like Toronto's the only place I'm going to get a deal to go.
And then Matthew Knies goes to
Chicago.
Columbus.
Well, Darren Dreger was saying that you could get a Werenski deal done without giving up Knies, which if I'm Columbus, I'm like,
Not
no,
doing
I
that.
want Matthew
Yeah,
Knies.
Exactly. Like, I'm giving you something really good. I'm giving you the
Yeah.
Norris Trophy winner. I need something more than draft picks.
Right.
Like Columbus can't keep in this perpetual middle nothingness. Unfortunately, that's what they've been their whole existence.
Well, it's
Yeah,
hard because
and
every time they get a good player, the guy just can't wait to get the hell out of there.
Right. I mean, it's if you build a team of guys that used to play with Columbus and got out of there, you would have,
You'd have a
Stanley,
really good
you would have
team.
a Stanley Cup
Yes.
winning team with guys like Rick Nash and Seth
Bobrovsky.
Jones and Bobrovsky and
Panarin.
Panarin.
Yeah, all these
Yeah.
guys. You can go back in time. I'm sure we could fill out an entire roster. Somebody did that.
I think
the other
Sergei
day.
Fedorov played in Columbus for a year, didn't he?
He did. That was the end of his career.
All right, we got a Hawks target off the board here. Elliot Friedman says Mason Marchment sounds like he's headed to San Jose. Longtime home of his father Brian, and both an on and off ice role. Word is 5 years, $7 million.
Okay.
Greatest deal ever.
I mean, that's good for Mason Marchment. That's
It's money I would have given him.
Yeah, that's a,
In
that's
term,
a
I
good
would've
deal
given
for him. Yeah, I mean there's all these guys that we've talked about for months upon months. There's 31 other teams bidding for him, and in some way, shape, or form. So you're not going to get everybody, and also sometimes you can't overcome, personal connections and things like that. So if Marchment really wanted to go to San Jose and have that connection to his dad, nothing you can do about that. Good for him.
Samuel Urson, 2 years, $2.2 million in Ottawa. Jonathan Berggren stays in St. Louis, 1 year, $2 million. So, yep.
Pierre LeBrun saying the same thing about John Carlson now that the door is not closed on Carolina, but Tampa and Philly are among other options.
All right. Let's hit the break zone.
Maybe something will happen on the other side
We'll
of the
see.
break.
It did last time. Hit the like button. Back in 2 minutes. Summer heat is here, and it's oppressive, and I hate it. And your AC is working harder than ever, so don't wait for it to break down. Call Four Seasons today and schedule a complete AC tune-up for just $89.95. So whether your AC stops working, you've got a clogged drain, or you need an extra electrical outlet installed, Four Seasons has you covered. Their expert techs are available 24/7 for emergency service with no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays. That is business you can trust. And if your AC breaks down after your tune-up, they'll fix it at no additional charge. And now is the perfect time to upgrade during Four Seasons Summer Savings Event. Take advantage of 72 months of interest-free financing, up to $4,000 in rebates, and same-day installation at no extra cost. Plus, Four Seasons will beat any competitor's offer by $1,000 guaranteed. Four Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, AC, plumbing, sewer, and electric. Visit fourseasonsheatingcooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. It's fourseasonsheatingcooling.com.
Whether you need snapbacks, truckers, fitteds, beanies, or t-shirts, Branded Bills has you covered with performance and style. If you're looking for some gear to make your brand stand apart from the crowd, Branded Bills has you covered with the best custom headwear. Start your order and their dedicated team will help you create the exact custom apparel that you need. And they have a partnership with 40 colleges, including 10 Big Ten schools, as part of their on-campus collection. That's how many there used
there's
to
only
be.
10.
Now there's 20,
really?
I
Wow.
think. The Big Ten schools include Ohio State, Minnesota, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Maryland, Michigan State, Penn State, Purdue, and Big Ten traditional powerhouse, USC. No Wisconsin on there. What's up with that? Head to brandedbills.com and use the code BBCHGO15 for 15% off your first order with Branded Bills.
All right, we're back on CHGO Blackhawks,
Look
and
at what
the
I
team
said.
has made the first move of the day. Mario with the details.
The Blackhawks are bringing in former Nashville Predator and former Vegas Golden Knight Cole Smith on a 3-year, $3 million contract. That, according to Blackhawks insider Frank Saravalli.
All right, looking at the player card here on HockeyStats.com, this is a defensive-minded guy, penalty killer, good defender overall for a forward. Has played both the right wing and left wing. This is a fourth liner. It's a lot of money for a fourth liner, but this is where we are, right? So this is one of these guys we've talked about over the last couple of weeks and months of the floor raisers, right? You put these guys on the ice, you know they're going to give you solid performance. They're going to do their job. I think if Jordan Greenway is healthy, he's a guy that can do that too. So your fourth line is taking shape here with Cole Smith and Jordan Greenway. You wonder who that center might be? Maybe Ryan Green?
Donato?
Maybe Ryan Donato?
Yeah.
Okay. So Mason Marchment to the Sharks, Cole Smith to the Blackhawks. That's where we're at right now.
Smith is going to be 31 on October 28th. I mean, he's not a small guy. 6'3", 195 pounds. Like, you add some size to your bottom six. A guy that just went on a Stanley Cup run with Vegas. Okay, not something that I think was on anybody's radar, but that's an addition to your bottom six, and you got $3 million per year. Okay, that's probably the going rate for guys that are going to be, multi-tool bottom six forwards.
Well, he's the type of guy that we've been talking the Hawks need to add. Bottom, you bring in Jordan Greenway, you bring in Cole Smith. That gives you the size and physicality that you've been lacking, that Jeff Blashill said, I want this team to be harder to play against. Those two guys do it. You look at Cole Smith in 23-24 with the Predators, had 235 hits, 198 the year before, 163, 173. Penalty killer. You need penalty killers. You don't have Ilya Mikheyev anymore, and Nick Foligno and Connor Murphy and Louis Crevier, Jason Dickinson. All those guys are gone. Those guys were the core of your penalty kills. Mm-hmm. So you got to replace them somehow. So he'll do that. To me, this is, I mean, I don't know where a guy like Andrei Mangiapane is playing next year.
I don't think he's gonna. Yeah, I think Mangiapane is gonna be, a Brett Sini type in Rockford, and they'll call him up when they need him, and he's a nice guy that you can play in a lot of roles when the Hawks need him. But to be honest with you, I have not been envisioning Mangiapane as part of this lineup.
Well, you don't need him now.
Nah, not really.
He's not. You brought in two big guys in Greenway and Smith. While Mangiapane can play with that with that edge, he's not a big guy.
Right.
So you've definitely made this team bigger. You've made
Which
this
is something
team
they needed to
tougher.
do.
This is a need. Now,
it's a boring need, but it's
sure. But
yeah,
I mean, if this announcement was made at 3 p.m. after a top line winger is
feel a little better. It feel a little different.
But
yes,
this being the first one, you're kind of like, really? That's it, Cole Smith. But Cole Smith is a he's a good fourth liner. He brings what this team is desperately lacking, as in size, physicality, can play on the penalty kill.
Plays wing and center.
So
so versatile.
Not the sexiest signing in the world, but you got to have guys like this on the roster. Blackhawks haven't had guys like Greenway or Smith in quite a while, so it upgrades them in those less sexy departments.
You're starting to run out of roster spots here, though. I mean, if you're starting to do the math of, I don't know, I should probably draw it out before I do this, but Nazar, yes, Bertuzzi, Tavo, that's 3. Donato, Greenway, Smith, that's 6. Frondell, Green, Moore, that's 9. Lardis, Bedard, Kanserov is 12.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not really, unless you're going to scratch Jordan Greenway or you're going to start one of these young guys in Rockford. Like, maybe they look at Nick Lardis and say, or whoever, just throwing that name out there as an example, and say, we want you to develop more. We had you up here last year. We liked what we saw, but go down there, play a little more. We've got some guys that can play in the bottom 6 that fit that role a little better. We'll see. I mean, and look, there could be trades made. There could be guys removed from the Blackhawks. We don't know. But as of now, it sounds like your starting 12 is pretty solidified.
Yeah, you have a good sense of that. Scott Power saying Blackhawks believe Cole Smith can be a speedy, physical penalty killer and depth forward for them.
That's your replacement for Mikheyev without the offense,
but with far more physicality.
Sure.
So you're trading goals for the other things he brings with, but
you thinking that
with Frondell and Kanserov here the whole year, you're okay there. You're ahead of the game.
And if I know it's a big if, but Nick Lardis, on a 20-goal pace last season, playing half the year up in the Chicago, can he, if given the opportunity, can he replicate that or build upon it? Like that makes a difference.
I think opportunity will matter for Lardis too, though, because with Kanserov here, Frondell here for a full year, where is he going to fit? We don't know. We'll see. I mean, I like that there's going to be competition. I like that guys aren't just going to be handed jobs out of camp. New signing here, by the way, Eetu Luostarinen returns to Florida, 8 years, $5 million AAV. So that is the latest one I see here. Mm-hmm. Jaden Schwartz, we mentioned, 3.25 to the Avs.
Ryan Lomberg is heading to the Blue Jackets on a 2-year deal.
Lomberg.
And has immediately requested a trade.
Corey Perry going back to the Kings.
Oldest team in the league. Oldest team in the league.
Kings are on a trip, man. Like,
they traded him last year, and now they're going to bring him back.
It could work. It probably won't.
So who knows? Who knows?
Right.
I think Ken Holland is just bringing in guys that were in the league when he was still with Detroit.
Yeah. Some people saying trade Teuvo Teravainen. I mean, it seems a little counterproductive for everyone who wants to add someone that can play in the top 6 and be on the power play, penalty kill. Like, he does all those things. He had a down year last year, there's no doubt. I think he was pretty clearly hurt.
Yeah, he was banged up for most
of
the year.
I think that there's this desire to get a new face in here. But remember, Teuvo Teravainen is out of contract at the end of this year.
Right.
So Teuvo Teravainen at the trade deadline could bring you back something nice if you've fallen out of it, or you feel like you can go on without him because you've had some growth from young players in your organization that you're ready to call up. Maybe that's the Nick Lardis thing.
And that depends on him not having another year like he did last year.
Right.
Having even less trade value.
Yeah. I don't know. I think now is probably the least he's ever had because of the year he had last year.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm if they wanted to move Teravainen and they had somebody who you were going to replace him with, an immediate NHL player who can do the things that Teuvo did, and if not younger or have fit the timeline better or whatever it is, I'm okay with that. If you want to, he's still valuable. So if you bring him in and have him start the year, I'm fine with that too. But if he's down like he was last year, if it's not just the injury, if it's a play falling off, like whatever it is. Then I think you either you have to move him, give another guy an opportunity, or he gets knocked down the lineup, because I think you're at a point now where up the lineup you're going to want these young guys to get those opportunities, and we bemoaned Andrei Burakovsky continuously getting top 6 opportunities last year while he wasn't performing. You can't have another player like that do that again. I don't want to already assign Teuvo to be that guy, but that could be, if he has a down year, you could be in a similar situation like you were last year.
Yeah, but again, when you have
Ian Cole to the Blackhawks,
when you have we're getting all the Coles.
All right,
where's Nat King Cole? Is he next? Yeah, they. With Teuvo getting top 6, there might not be a spot up there for him this year. With Kanserov and Frondell and Lardis, there might not be that temptation to even play him there from the beginning.
So there's a 1-year depth defenseman, Ian Cole.
Okay.
Who, if you tuned in to our April 23rd CHGO Blackhawks show,
and we all did.
Why wouldn't you?
I didn't. I wasn't on that show.
We talked about under the radar UFA targets that the Blackhawks could target. We had spent a lot of time talking about the big names and continued to as the summer went on. But we talked about a number of guys that may be under the radar, maybe not on anybody's radar, and we did mention Ian Cole. Look, like a 1-year deal, as Elliot Friedman is reporting. That is your defensive insulation.
That's your Matt Grizzly for this year.
Yeah, more expensive at $4.75 million for the year, but again, like that's a guy that's been around the block. That's a guy that you can at least trust defensively.
Two-time Stanley Cup winner, played all 82 games. The last 2 seasons, back-to-back 82-game seasons with Utah. We'll get some assists. It was a +16 last year, which would have led the Blackhawks. No doubt about that. And 100. He's had in the last 2 seasons with Utah, besides not missing a game, over 350 block shots and almost 200 hits. So kind of
physicality,
like your a Connor Murphy replacement.
I had a little tip that this was maybe happening last night, and I didn't feel confident enough to go with it. But I reached out to somebody in Utah for a scouting report about Ian Cole. Says, amazing with the media, was one of the big voices in the room the last 2 years. Penalty killer, blocks a ton of shots, doesn't have the foot speed, but was pretty steady for Utah all year. Takes some penalties because he can't keep up. Struggled a bit in the playoffs, but overall had a net positive impact on the third pair. Built like a linebacker. I would say Utah got exactly what they'd hoped out of a 37-year-old stay-at-home defenseman.
6'1", 240.
These feel like the final pieces to a contender, not to a team looking to make the next step in the rebuild. I'm not mad about Cole Smith. I'm not mad about Ian Cole. There's too many Coles to keep track of here.
Are there any other Coles out there?
It's like in a vacuum, they're fine. They make the team better. That's fine and good.
Keegan Cole.
There are teams that you are running parallel with or behind that are getting significantly better. And maybe something huge happens today. Maybe not. We're going to take a break here again in a second. But it just feels like they're a little bit asleep at the wheel and that they're a little too confident in what they have built. And look, if Kyle Davidson's right, everyone's really happy. And again, I believe in all these prospects. I think they're going to be good players. Put to bet we're just going to tweak here at the back end, add a fourth line defender, a fourth line forward, and a bottom six defenseman, and we're going to be great. It's going to be great, and we're going to be ready to go. We're ready to roll because Roman Kancherov is going to be the next Artemi Panarin, and Bowen Byram is going to be a number one defenseman. These are massive bets. Are these needs for the Blackhawks? Yes, they are. But San Jose is getting better. Nashville's getting better. Dallas is trying to get better. Colorado's adding players. It feels like there needs to be a little bit more urgency to moving this thing forward. Look, as we started the show with, Kyle Davidson is placing a huge bet on this team and these prospects and on Bowen Byram. And if he's wrong next year and we're looking at the draft lottery again and we're having another draft lottery live watch along because the Hawks have a 15% chance at number one, we got to have some hard conversations. We should be having them already.
Ian Cole is represented by Kevin Magnuson. So that's a local connection there. Also the agent for Frank Nazar and Ilya Mikheyev. Yep.
4 years with the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Okay. All right, we're going to hit the break zone.
Let's see what else happens while we're on the
last time we took
break.
a break, something happened. So we'll be back in a moment on CHGO Blackhawks. If you are a regular viewer or listener of this show, we're very sorry, but we're happy to have you, and we want to hear from you. Take a short survey, and you have the chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card. Scan that QR code on your screen, or go to allchgo.com/event, or not event, survey. I've got all my things mixed up. All right, here we go. Scan the QR code, then go to allchgo.com/survey to take the survey for your chance to win $100 from Amazon. Event, that's other stuff. You want to go there too. There's good stuff on there too. It's going to take about 3 minutes, and you can let us know what you like, what you want more of, what you want less of, who you want launched into the sun, who should be on the air 24/7, whatever it might be. You can let us know, and we will take your advice and do something with it. I don't know what it will be, but something. So take the survey today at allchgo.com/survey. That's allchgo.com/survey to get that $100 Amazon gift card.
You know that moment, the one when you realized you left your favorite sunglasses at the beach, on the roof of your car, or at a gas station 3 states away. Well, I've been there too. I had a pair of sunglasses on the collar of my shirt. I was tying off a boat on Fox Lake.
Way to brag
Leaned
about
over,
having a boat.
bloop, sunglasses right down to the bottom of the lake. But then I found Shady Rays, and it changed the game. Their sunglasses are made for real life. They are seriously good-looking, polarized, durable, and not stupidly expensive. The best part is, if you lose or break them, even on day one, Shady Rays will send you a brand new pair. No guilt trip, just replacements. So now you can actually wear your sunglasses without fear on hikes, at concerts, on a boat, wherever. Shady Rays is eyewear that has your back. Go to shadyrays.com, use the code CHGOSR, and you're going to get 50% off of 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Wow, what a deal.
Wow. All right, we are back on CHGO Blackhawks. I was sending tweets. Did I miss anything?
No.
Okay.
Mikheyev, 4 years. What did you have the term on that, or the money? Okay.
His agent Dan Milstein just
4 years.
Just tweeted out 4 years. With the Lightning, no deals, no financial terms.
Money yet. I mean, with Mikheyev, maybe, as we kind of talked about with the Hawks, like, they probably didn't want to go longer than, who knows, 2 years. He gets the term he wants in Tampa, and there you go. I think as it came to fruition that a deal wasn't going to get done and he was going to explore free agency, but the door wasn't closed to Chicago, I think at that point you kind of make the concession that he is going to go to free agency. And there's been a lot of talk about having to replace what they lost off of the penalty kill. You got Cole Smith, you got Ian Cole, you got Jordan Greenway. Like, I know that those aren't the sexiest names, but those are guys that play penalty killing roles. Tavo is still a guy that's going to be around as far as starting this season. He's a guy that you can play on the penalty kill. We've seen Oliver Moore and Frank Nazar play on the penalty kill. I think a lot of the new responsibility with playing in that role is going to be, first off, delegated to some of these guys that they're signing and trading for. But also you're going to have those younger players take more responsibility. That's a big part of what this upcoming season is going to be. Yes, right now we are focusing on trades, free agents, new guys coming in, all that stuff. But a big part of what next season is going to be that, we'll probably shift focus to in the conversations after this week is all the young guys that are here. They're going to be asked to do more, as they should. That's what this whole rebuild has been focused on, is retooling and rebuilding the Blackhawks with this young group of guys. So now it's time for them to get more put on their shoulders, and they got to take those steps as well.
Well, here's the thing. Coming into the offseason, we had our checklist of what the Hawks need to do. On the top of that checklist is top 6 forward to help Connor Bedard.
Mm-hmm. It's been there for a couple of years now.
Sure. We also spent many times talking about that's the most difficult thing to accomplish, and we'll probably and that guy is not on the free agent market today, and we knew that. So, who's a top 6 guy that's on the free agent market?
I could argue you could put Mason Marchment on your top 6. He's not Connor Bedard and Roman Cancer.
You could, and you won't be that. I want better than Mason Marchment playing with Connor Bedard.
Okay.
If I bring in Mason Marchment, he's playing on my third line, second line, tops.
Current available forwards: Anthony Mantha, Patrick Kane.
None of those guys.
Claude Giroux.
None of those guys are that elite top 6 forward people want. That's going to have to come through a trade.
Alex Ovechkin.
The other things we wanted
top 6 winger.
The other thing on our checklist, everybody's checklist, was get some bottom 6 guys who are big and physical. Done.
Yeah.
Shore up the defense with a veteran defenseman. Done.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And
okay.
Like Jacob Trouba?
Wow, that would have been nice.
Because Ian Cole's another left shot.
Cole's left shot. I mean, I think that just signals that Byram's going to be on the right side, primarily.
So now you're taking a guy who you invested $12.5 million in for the next 6 years, and you're asking him to play on his offside.
Which he's comfortable doing. I'm not saying you're forcing him square peg
didn't,
round hole,
didn't
but
Petey just tell you he's better on the right side?
I said that, actually.
Oh, you said that.
Based on the
now you're
highlights I was
complaining
watching.
about it.
I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to, like, yes, Greg, you're
All
right. Like, they're filling needs. There's no doubt about it. But
here's
my point.
Go
ahead. Yes.
Allow me to finish.
Yes.
Please. Thank you.
Please, can I finish? Okay, I'm finished. Go ahead.
That guy that we all want to play for Connor Bedard is not available today. Was never available
via
today.
free agency.
And if Kyle Davis said, "Here's Mason Marchment, Connor Bedard's new winger," everybody like, "That's it." It needs to be better than that, because it does. He's a 20-goal guy. He's not a top-line winger. Yes, I would love to have him here, but I'm not bringing him in here to be Connor Bedard's freaking winger for the next 6 years.
No, I don't think. No, but I don't think it has to be for the next 6 years, though.
So
I think what you're saying is, if you're look, I think we all agreed on this, and if I'm wrong, correct me. Adding Bowen Byram was a signal of next step, right?
Yes.
We're all on that same page. Okay, so just like Bowen Byram, you sign him to be a number one, and he's going to be your number one for the next 2 or 3 years. You hope that Artem Levshunov or Sam Renzel takes that from him, right? You could bring Mason Marchment in for a 5-year deal, whatever it is, to be on your top 6 for the first 2 years, and then as the deal looks better and the cap goes up, and Roman Kantrov and Anton Frondel and Frank Nazar and Oliver Moore, or whoever you draft next year, or Mason West or whoever, grow into the league, then this happens. Right? You've got the young players surpass the veterans, but right now you're asking Roman Kantrov to come to the United States for the first time and saddle up with Connor Bedard and hold that down. Do I think he can do it? Sure. But are there better options than him? Yes. Yes, there are. Like, to do it right now. I don't know. You signaled by getting Byram and by paying Bowen Byram $12.5 million.
Is the offseason ending at noon?
No, of course not.
And we all knew that this top 6 guy would have to be done by a trade. And you could trade anytime you want.
By the way, 3.85 for Ilya Mikheyev.
He would have got more here. But Tampa.
That's
and you're not wrong in anything you're saying, and I agree with you, but Mason Marchment is not the long-term solution, and you're right. These other guys need to be that at some point, but I don't think that's the guy that everybody would have been celebrating because he's the top forward free agent in the worst free agent class of all time.
Marchment's the guy that raises the floor of the team, but no, he wouldn't. You don't sign him and say that's Bedard's running.
You don't sign him and say plan the parade, championship declared.
No.
He would have been a nice part of a team if you had bring in Marchment and then bring in that guy we're talking about. Then you're like, holy crap, that's a real team. But there's still, we all know that bringing in the top 6 guy to play with Bedard is going to be difficult and it's going to be very expensive and can still be done this off season. We just mapped out the crowded roster, which tells me if you're going to go out and get a guy for Bedard to satisfy to quench this thirst we all have, it's going to cost you one of those or more of those young players. That's how it's going to get done. It's not getting found today on the free agent market.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
look, all I can go by is what's happening now.
Right. But I'm not going to flip over tables because the Blackhawks didn't get Mason Marchment.
But it's not. See, to me, it's not just about that, though. It's about the teams that you are envisioning, whether this thing turns around with a trade or not, right? Like whether the Hawks become significantly better next year. Which, for the record, I want to say this very clearly: as constructed right now, I think this team next year will be significantly better than last year, fighting for playoff contention. I really think so. I think you're talking like mid-80s. In points for this Blackhawks team, assuming someone's leg doesn't fall off that you're counting on to be a top scorer or a huge minute eater, right? I think it's real.
Real enough.
And anyone who's listened to the show for the last 4 years knows that I believe in this plan and I believe in Kyle Davidson's approach and I believe in these prospects. But I'm seeing these teams that you are constantly comparing yourself to getting better and making moves. And look, we can poo-poo the Nashville Predators all we want, but at one point last year, they started figuring things out. Then they just added Maverick Bourque, and they've added a bunch of these nice depth pieces like Jack Drury and those sort of things that keep them young, right? Like Jack Drury, if you're going to sign Cole Smith, maybe you should have gone and gotten Jack Drury. I don't know. It's just
Yeah, but the Predators don't have Connor Bedard and Anton Frandel, and they've got nice young depth pieces.
Sure, I
the
agree with that,
Blackhawks
yeah.
have better young actual difference makers.
Speaking of difference
Ideally.
makers, Blackhawks legend Dennis Gilbert, one-way deal with the Sabres, 1 year, $850,000.
There's your Bowen Byram replacement.
Right there. I mean, Dennis Gilbert. Is that another Notre Dame guy?
Yes,
Another
he
one
is,
of Stan
yes.
Bowman's. Hey, I got to pick a Notre
So is
Dame
Ian
guy.
Cole.
Ian Cole. There you go. See, you like the
yeah.
move better
So do I.
already.
Yeah.
I'm aboard. Order my jersey.
Friedman says Jeff Vale, 5 years, $2.5 million per year to Tampa.
Okay.
So you remember him from the Anaheim Ducks playoff run. So he cashes in on that.
I'm not. We're in overtime, and we're going to stay in overtime for the remainder of the show.
Forever.
We're basically just going to stay here until we feel like going, or until they kick us out.
The floggings will continue until morale improves.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's had Kyle Davidson pulled off a trade to get, Matthew Knies as opposed to Bowen Byram, and then signs all the Coles today, you'd feel better about it because the biggest need was already taken care of, and it's quite obvious that everybody's saying, well, how does this team get better? Where are the goals going to come? It's obvious that Kyle Davidson believes that all these young guys that he drafted to be the guys will be those guys this year.
Yeah.
That's his belief. He believes that Connor Bedard will take that step and become the elite player that we saw him be for 6 weeks last year. He believes Frank Nazar is going to be the $7 million player that he signed him to be. He believes Roman Kanserov and Anton Frandel are going to be the players that they're bringing him in to be. And if they're not, then he can sit here with us next season.
Yeah.
So he's believing that's how they get better. The guys that he brought in here to be the guys become the guys. And if they don't, he'll know why he's looking for a new job.
There's
Jack Roslovic to Toronto from Elliot Friedman.
Always been a guy I wanted on
Man,
the
how are the
Blackhawks.
Leafs are just affording everybody? What's their cap situation? Like, why do they have so much cap space?
I'm pretty sure they are
because they're probably trading
Austin Matthews at the Hawks?
Probably trading Morgan Riley.
It would be great if they get stuck with Morgan Riley, and now they're like, uh-oh.
Get stuck with him. Yeah.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like they are counting on a Morgan Riley trade, which
Yeah.
sounds fairly inevitable at this point.
It sounds like that is going that way.
I think he ends up with the Ducks just because the Ducks need defensemen. They haven't, they lost Gudis. They're maybe Trouba stays there now. Gudis is gone. Carlson's gone. Maybe they circle back and keep Trouba, but you still need another guy after that. I bet Morgan Riley somehow, and they lost Zellweger too, so they need defensemen.
Let's see. Declan Carlisle to Pittsburgh. Noah Juleson to Colorado. Tyson Forrester's extension is official. Just kind of catching up here. Yeah, I think, I think the point you're trying to make, or you are making, Greg, is that like this is hour one of free agency, and there's still all of July and all of August and all these, this off season doesn't end today. Like there's a lot that still can get figured out. There's a lot that could still get figured out between now and when we put our heads to bed tonight. Like that could change for the Blackhawks.
And there's still all the way to training camp and beyond to make trades.
So yeah, I think there's still a lot that can be figured out across the landscape of the NHL. The Blackhawks could be active in it. But again, like we've said, like the young guys that are here, like they're still the focal point for the, for the.
Let me just,
for the season.
Again, I'm doing my best to like keep the perspective of we are an hour and 4 minutes into free agency, and I know a lot more can happen. But what I'm saying, like just the stuff we're reading from the people who have the access, right? Like Scott Powers and Sarah Valley, and you're seeing rumors around the league, and there's very little tied to the Blackhawks. And yes, Kyle Davidson operates in the shadows. We had no idea about Cole Smith. I had a very tiny idea about Ian Cole last night. Right, the Kyle Davidson comes out of the blue, but it's right now. This roster is starting to take shape, and you're starting to see, okay, as we broke down a few minutes ago, like you're kind of out of roster spots for guys if you expect all these guys to play. But you're right, Greg. If they do make a trade, it will probably be a roster player and a good one and a young one if they're going to truly add that top 6 guy. Look, like we don't even know who that might be.
I mean, so you lose Mikheyev, and I'm just going based off of the roster that ended the season, not including trade deadline and Dickinson and Murphy. Like you going into next season based off of what you had last season to end with. You lose Mikheyev. Is that the biggest loss that I'm thinking of?
Him and Crevier.
And Crevier. Now you add Cole Smith, you add Ian Cole, you've added Bowen Byram.
And Jordan Greenway.
You're a better team today than you were to end last season.
Oh, yeah. Yes. There's no doubt.
You've also added Kanserov that you didn't have at the end of last season.
Which, as Davidson sort of said last week, like you should consider that a free agent signing. Because
it's a guy you drafted. It's a guy you drafted, but it's someone that was not technically under contract with the organization until May and end of May. So I look at it right now and like I look at this Blackhawks team at this moment in time as a better team right now than they were at the end of last season, and that's what you got to build off of. You got to move forward with that, and as disappointing as it would be to walk away from today and go through the rest of this month and into training camp, and all that they do is add Cole Smith, add Ian Cole, and bank on, give Byram an extension, you give Bedard an extension, it's going to happen. And, Kanserov is your addition. It's underwhelming, but it's still an improved team. So I think there's always the thirst to add more. There's always I'm guilty of it too. I'm sitting here watching some of these guys that, as we've talked about, like at gettable prices go elsewhere. It's annoying, but I still feel like separating myself from that, the Blackhawks right now are improved upon what they were last season. And that also is going to come with growth from all these young guys. Mm-hmm. So it's not sky is falling, but it's definitely I have all those feelings, but I also have the feelings of I'm annoyed that no one else of these bigger names or these trades so far haven't come through.
Well, I mean, like you're going to be, you're not going to get the same Levshunov and same Rinzel and same
I hope not.
Lardis. And if you do, again, big problem. But that's what's being invested in here is that the team will get better because those guys will be better next year. And if they're not, then
it's going to cost people their jobs.
Yes, it is.
Huh.
Like we all know who's put his stamp on all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And he is betting on all these moves to pay off and work out. And if they don't, you move on. That's the point of the rebuild we're at right now is, and I know it so far the offseason has been disappointing, even though, you get your number one defenseman for the next 7 years wrapped up. That's not disappointing in my world. But yes, when you make a move like that, your expectations for the rest of the offseason go up.
Yes,
and you want more.
And I think that's why there is such disappointment.
Now there's the disappointment because you're like, oh, Bowen Byram can't be the only thing. Kind of like a couple years ago when the Cubs hired Craig Counsell, you're like, oh, they're going to get Shohei. You don't bring in Craig Counsell to not make any moves.
Yeah,
and yet they did.
Yes.
So we raised the expectations up with the Byron move, and now as of 12:09 on July 1st, that big get winger hasn't been brought in yet. You're disappointed. But the path to more points has already been laid out. It's pretty clear. Now it's up to the guys on this team to get to that path and get to those spots. You need them to play better. You need them to be the guys you drafted.
And with
them
the
to.
guys
and,
they
and,
added,
and asking all those guys to do it in 1 year is not impossible, but improbable.
But
And
not
it's a big ask.
But not every player is at the same
Right.
stage.
Exactly.
Kantsarov, it's his first year in the NHL, but he's played 3 full pro seasons in the KHL, which is not a no slouch league, and he just led it in goals, and he's 21, going to be 22 when the season starts. So that's a lot different than, I would say, 19-year-old Anton Frondell, first full season in the NHL, which he just had a really great season over in the SHL, not a slouch league. Like, it's a little bit different, even though they're kind of in similar spots. They're different people handling it. Oliver Moore will have his first full NHL season. Lardis probably first full NHL season. Nazar is growing in what will be year 3. Bedard will be year 4. Like Levshinov and Renzel, like that's two guys. Renzel, another full season in the NHL. Levshinov will be full season number 2 in the NHL. Like, it's not all rookies go out and figure it out as a bunch of teenagers. That's what they avoided. Now that they've all had tastes of the NHL, it's not a shock to say, oh, these guys need to make improvements, because that's what they should be doing. That's what they all should be able to be doing, is improving as early 20s guys.
If you bring in all these extra spots, all of a sudden we're all going to sit here next year and go, well, Lardis isn't getting playing time, or Oliver Moore isn't getting playing time. These are all last year we said, let the kids play.
See, you're right, but last year felt like it was the time to do that, and then that goes back to the Byram thing. It's like, okay. So, and Davidson basically said it. He's like, we used the end of last year to get a look at what we have, assess what we have, and then build from there. So apparently what he identified was they needed a number 1 defenseman. They got it in Byram. They needed 2 fourth-line wingers, which they got in Greenway and Smith. And then they needed a depth defenseman in Ian Cole, and they got it. Like, and what's, I think if you want to, with these signings, none of them, aside from Byram, that's over here, block anybody, right? Like, they're not and this is what we talked about with Patrick Kane yesterday, is like, if this team was to sign Patrick Kane, who still hasn't signed anywhere, for the record, like, that probably sends Nick Lardis to Rockford, or maybe Oliver Moore, or whoever it might be, right? Like, so that does block a spot for a kid. I don't know. A couple signings coming in, by the way. Stuart Skinner, the goalie, signs with the Jets.
You're replacing Connor Hellebuyck with Stuart Skinner.
2 years, $3.75 million. Noah Chari, 2 years by $2.8 in Philly.
That's a flyer. If I've ever heard, that's a flyer. Mm-hmm.
And Joel Veleno looks to be joining the Rangers. And man, if the Rangers could unlock Joe Veleno, look out.
Victor Arvidsson, 2 years, $5 million with the Red Wings. I'm not sure if we said that earlier or not. But I have some inside sources on a big free agent signing.
You do?
Really?
I think will make a lot of people happy. I will no longer be an unrestricted free agent for the upcoming season because I don't fall out of my chair. I'm coming back full time right here on CHGO Blackhawks, starting in the season. The long national nightmare is over. I had to take the job just in case crypto tanks. I need some insurance.
Well, yeah, you got to fill your downtime.
But the plan is when the season starts, back full time for the rest of the summer. I'll be here Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we'll also be doing. I'll be staying. All my writing will be on Blackhawk Up through the end of August, and working on some exciting stuff on who's going to be replace me over there, so keep tuned. But, this has been a long time coming. There's been a lot of people that have been huge advocates for me, and I appreciate it. Our general manager, Jake Flanagan, I can't think. He's been trying to make this happen for over a year.
Like, literally from the moment you got laid off.
Pretty
Jake
much.
was trying to bring you back.
He offered me. He offered me the to come back and do the post game shows. And at first, being disappointed and heartbroken, you're just like, I don't know if I want to do that. This man right here and Big Dave had conversations with me shortly after that, convinced me. And, Jake's been working his ass off to make it happen. We finally were able to do it. Everybody here has been fighting for it. There's been a ton of people out there that have been advocates and wanting this for a long time. And trust me, I cannot be more grateful for that. And this place, after those first couple weeks, this place has always felt like home. And nothing has made me more proud in my career than what the three of us and everybody in this room built in this community. So I can't wait. And now having Chloe on board, she's the perfect fit. I just know that we're going to have, the Blackhawks, it's time for them to elevate. Well, it's also time for us to elevate. So I'm just can't wait to roll up the sleeves and start working. And just, Dave and I can now also put the time and effort to make CHGO wrestling pop and be a really thing.
Which you've already done a ton of work on.
But now we can do even more. So I'm super excited, and thank everybody that sent messages, sent emails. It's awesome, and I can't. I'm thrilled. I love it here, and always have. And enough of me babbling.
Another signing that Kyle Davidson missed out on.
You know what? He offered me a ton of money, but I wanted to be closer to home, and I got a no movement clause. Oops, I wasn't supposed to say that.
Oh, yeah, that's. We've heard it in the Discord. We've heard it in the chat. I'm sure the CHGO survey has heard it as well.
I kind of was
all
hinting at it in the reads, like, hey, if you want someone back full time, maybe mention it in the survey.
All 3,900 of my burner accounts.
Yes,
yes.
Survey. This has been something that we've everybody has wanted to get back to. The trio, and I'm very happy that you're coming back here. The show is just better when it's us as a group. So happy for you to be back, and I know it's been a big to do to make it happen. So I'm glad that it's official.
Yeah.
Well, just wait till you see all the changes I want to make before you.
What was the official first day where you are here every day is what?
Officially full-time October 1st.
October 1st,
but
okay.
September, once camps start, we'll pretty much be here every day.
Right,
So,
right.
So it'll be Tuesdays and Thursdays throughout the rest of the summer. It'll be the three-man crew. And then when, rookie camp, training camp starts, it'll pretty much be every day. And then back to the way it used to be, October 1st. So, can't wait.
That's awesome. We're very excited.
Awesome.
It has been, and you mentioned him, but I want to make sure I take time to mention, too, Jake went to battle for you. I saw him do it. I've been kind of with him throughout this entire process to keep nudging, keep telling the right people hey, look at the growth of the show. Look where the Blackhawks are. It is time for us to strike. We come on, the company's doing well. Let's go. We got to get this done. And everyone agreed. And it just was, these things take time. And I think it reflects well on you too that you wanted to honor your deal with Blackhawk up to and give them time to find your inadequate replacement. But man, I'm thrilled to have you back. You're one of my best friends, and just to be able to talk pucks with you and complain about life afterwards is super valuable. So back at full strength as we should be. So let's go. Yeah, Chloe doesn't have a microphone, so she can't say anything nice.
Where's a whiteboard? Write it on the whiteboard and put it on camera.
All right.
Chloe just doesn't want to say anything nice.
By the way, Bowen Byram is speaking right now to the media. If we get it in time, we'll play it for you. But
we have all day.
He says, Scott Powers says, Bowen Byram said he'll be wearing number 24. He wasn't told he couldn't wear number 4, but he wanted to respect what Nicholas Hjalmarsson did with the Blackhawks.
Already endearing himself to the Blackhawks fan base who hated Seth Jones.
Yes.
Hey, get the meatballs on your side from day one. Smart PR.
Yeah. Another quote of Byram's from Scott Powers says, the contract isn't officially done, but he said being the highest paid defenseman in the NHL would be cool, quote unquote. He also mentioned he knows there's some players coming who would soon likely stop him.
Yes.
Top him.
His contract will be light years away from what those two big guys are going to get here.
Yeah.
Is this a Corpusalo trade new?
Yes.
Okay, Rangers acquire Jonas Korpisalo from the Bruins for a pick and a prospect. That's from Daily Faceoff. I don't see the specifics yet. Let me check the story.
Joe
here.
Veleno to the Rangers, 1 year, $1.2 million.
Fourth round pick and Kyle Davidson, who just sounds like a hockey player, for Jonas Korpisalo.
Definitely.
So there's a trade for you.
Yep. All right.
Well,
we're waiting. Look, like I feel like, we're at a point now where a lot of these small moves, some of them are trickling in. We're still waiting for that like domino to fall where, you have like a Carlson deal, a Trouba deal, Kane, Mantha, like looking down the line, like, Giroux, Tarasenko, like we're still looking for those deals to be finalized. And also the RFA market, like those guys are able to get contracts at any time. Like we're waiting on those too, including Connor Bedard, which I think it was either Scott Powers or I think it might have been Ben Pope. One of them said like, don't expect Bedard's contract to be today, but it's going to happen eventually. That'll get done, but we're, it's figuring out Robertson, figuring out what's happening there. Cutter Gauthier, Trevor Zegras, Carlson, Fantilli, like those deals need to get done as well. So still plenty of work to be done by NHL GMs. It's a little different. Usually the reason that we've, said free agent frenzy in the years past is that basically that first hour and the couple minutes before the first hour was always just like the fax machine's just running boom, boom, boom. Every deal is done in the first hour. Now it's a little, I think it's a little bit different. And I think with this changing, environment with the players, a lot of these guys dictating what they want to do in trades, it kind of holds up free agency a little bit because you got to figure out like, well, are we in on this deal that we might acquire this player like a Zach Werenski or a Matthew Knies or a Jason Robertson that have these big money deals? Right. They're like, do we need to allocate that money for acquiring the player, or are we going to give it to these free agents? It's kind of changed up how things are operating.
Couple other signings. The Islanders are signing Matthias Maselli, who is a darling of the statistical analytical world. They love that guy.
Coyotes legend, right?
Yeah. Paul Cotter to the Canucks, 1 year, 2.15.
Paul Cotter. I'm surprised he was not given a...
Interesting.
Let's see. Scott Lawton is trying to go back to LA.
Well, I mean, he's not old enough.
Right. He's got to age. They're going to let him age a couple months before
he's 30.
they sign
That's
him.
way too young for that team. Come back and talk to us in 3 years, kid.
Yeah.
And I would like to shout out the Winnipeg Jets for announcing the Stuart Skinner deal with a steamed hams gif from The Simpsons of Principal Skinner and Super Nintendo Chalmers.
Nice.
Darren Dreger says that the Skinner signing does not mean a trade involving Hellebuck is imminent, decent insurance, or backup for Jets.
Sure.
I mean, if Stuart Skinner is Connor Hellebuck's backup, that's not bad.
That's a good backup.
If you end up trading Connor Hellebuck and you go into day one with Stuart Skinner as your number one,
now you can see why Jonathan Toews retired.
We could
He saw the writing on the wall.
We could see history repeating itself, and Winnipeg could be going to Arizona again in a couple of years. Because that team went from President Trophy winner to real quick.
And and they were at like a crossroads too. 2 seasons ago, when Scheifele and Hellebuck were up, and then they gave them massive contracts. And it was like, oh, okay, the Jets are all in, and now it's Hellebuck wants out.
Yeah,
see what happens.
But he's another one of those guys, just like Werenski, that haven't officially requested trades, but that nobody has reported on. So, but I think their GMs know what's coming and are trying to get ahead of it, like that Werenski proposed deal.
2 years, $4 million per year for Trevor Van Riemsdyk in Pittsburgh, and more Bowen Byram quotes. This one from Ben Pope. Byram on how he'll handle the pressure that awaits him in Chicago. Quote, for being a young guy and only playing around 300 NHL games, I've got a lot of experience, so I'll definitely draw on that. I don't think pressure is anything I'm not used to. I've been under the gun my whole career, whether it's trade rumors or pressure to perform.
Well, this will be nice for him, too, to just not have to worry about it now for a while. He's got his long-term deal.
Yeah, it won't be a question.
He's got his opportunity to be the number one guy. And I wonder, and I don't know if this will come up for him, but I wonder if this changes his game at all, right? Where maybe other teams are looking at him to be a little more specific usage, a little more of a specialist. Like, all right, we want you to move the puck. We want you to generate offense. Maybe the Hawks are looking at him to be more of a catch-all kind of a defenseman, and when they're paying him to be. Look, I'm really excited about Bowen Byram. I am. Like, money aside, trade aside, whatever. Bowen Byram is here in Chicago now. He's excited to be here, and I to me, that he is what I'm most looking forward to seeing next year. Like, it's like him, and then Kanserov, and then there's a pretty large gap below that. Like, I really am excited.
Not excited
about
for
Bowen
Bedard.
Byram. Well, yeah, but of course.
No,
I've seen Kyle Bedard
kidding,
before.
yeah. Been there, done that.
Plus, he's certainly going to get an offer sheet and leave.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes,
yeah.
that's happening.
You should be excited for Byram. Like, it's a guy that is chomping at the bit to get an opportunity he hasn't had before. And I think you're right that he was kind of used as one of those specialists because those teams had number one defensemen. They had Cale Makar on the Avs when he was there. They had, Dahlin and Owen Power in Buffalo when he was there. So he was used a bit more sparingly than I think he's going to be with the Blackhawks. I think he's going to be power play one. He's going to be eating the most minutes at 5-on-5 for Chicago, and he's going to have to produce. He's going to have to generate offense, and I think that's something that he will be able to do. He's been able to do it before. Now he's just going to get more opportunity to do it, and I feel like the idea of you got to get a winger for Connor Bedard, yes, that is true, but also adding a guy like Bowen Byram who can have the offensive impact that he does, that can impact Bedard as well. The Avalanche, for how they operate with guys like McKinnon and Makar, they have those guys on the ice together a lot, and it seems to work well. I'm not saying Byram and Bedard are McKinnon and Makar, although the alliteration is there. But maybe the same philosophy can be there is whenever it's 5-on-5 and Bedard's on the ice, they try and match up with Byram as well.
Well, we have some video from practice today, and this is from Blackhawks Focus on Twitter, BHF, who's now credentialed.
Nice.
And in the locker room and asking questions and everything, which is great.
For
so it's
him.
good to see him around. We asked his permission to use some of these videos. So here is Bowen Byram at Blackhawks Ice Center today. Nice stick handle. Oh, bad pass off the mark.
I was on the player.
What a bum.
I was on the guy. Who is that?
Jeez.
Donato?
I don't know who that is.
Gotta be ready.
Ugh, that didn't look
All
good.
right. Trade him.
This is great mystery science theater.
Yeah, so he's around. He's talking now, but
he's skating really slow. I'm concerned.
There was one where he did like a.
He's already got his big money and he's already
This
rocking
is
it.
it. He had like a nice rush and just moving the. This is practice.
It is
like
drills. Yeah.
You see the way he moves. You see the way he approaches a game. When you watch like the clips of him playing, they don't have a guy like this. And I think the hope was when they drafted Kevin Korchinski that he could grow into that. The guy who's activating offensively, playing with confidence, moving the puck, pushing the pressure. Byram is going to be a guy who is, near the net a lot. So it will help Connor Bedard.
Yeah.
It's like it certainly is going to be, while he's not his winger, obviously, just puck in stride, stretch passes, all those sort of things that are going to create ice for Bedard. Look, part of the problem with this team is they just never had the effing puck. They couldn't get it back.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll find out, is Ian Cole Smith, those guys going to help you get the puck back? Take a neutral zone, take a defensive zone face-off into an offensive zone face-off, so your scorers can get out there and generate some scoring chances. That's the hope. And look, it's not exciting. And you expect today to be an exciting day with the signings they've had so far, and they're just not. But like, the team's better. There's no doubt about it. I'm just trying to kind of build the lines in my head here. And I don't know if you guys have been doing any sort of noodling with these things, but it very much feels like
I've been eating a lot of noodles.
noodles. it does very much feel like it's going to be Bedard and Cancer. Like that's almost a guarantee.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, at least to start, you're gonna try it out. Why not? Get your shiny new toy with your best players, see what happens, and if it stinks, it stinks, and you adjust from there. But back to Byram for 1 second. Friend of the show and Blackhawk Uprighter. That's a good website they got going on there. Our guy Ryan McGregor, who's become Connor Bedard's buddy.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
He talked to him again, and this was you could read this over on blackhawkup.com, but he asked him about Bowen Byram, and this is what Connor Bedard had to say. He said he's an unreal player, just kind of been behind some good defense, so it's going to be fun for him to show he's the number one. He's going to make a huge difference for us. That's what Connor Bedard feels about new Blackhawks defenseman Connor or Bowen Byram. He's a Connor now. They're all Connors or Coles.
Everyone's Connor.
Connor or Cole.
They're all Coles.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's good. Like you want to have a guy that he can have a little bit of a relationship with coming into it, and again that's part of the rebuild plan is how these guys interact as a group, as a team, not only on but off the ice. And I think bringing in a guy like Byram to be the important piece that he's going to be paid to be. You don't want to necessarily do that for a guy who's like 32 with a bunch of early 20s guys. Having him be 25 and at that similar stage of his career, he fits into the timeline of the rebuild. He fits into the group and the personality of the guys. Like him and Vlasic are two of the eldest of the rebuild. At 25 years old, Spencer Knight's 24, 25. Like those are the quote unquote old guys, the veterans of the rebuild group. So it fits and it works. And I think you want that cohesiveness to kind of continue to build and have those guys playing for each other. Because if you feel connected to your team, that's going to do wonders for not only off the ice and vibes, quote unquote, but also on. Like we're going to hopefully see that fight for each other kind of mentality start to grow with this young group, and maybe the guys like Cole Smith and Jordan Greenway and Ian Cole can.
This Cole Smith Ian Cole thing is gonna
inject
I'm gonna lose my mind all
inject a little bit of that, like,
somebody
hey,
said in the
go
chat,
out and do it, physicality.
Cole Connor is the new Bort Hole. I think that was our American Majestic Woodpecker cock guy, whatever his name is.
We are in
That's
overtime.
exactly his name. The Woodpecker cock guy. Sean in the chat says Sportsnet is talking about the Hawks right now, saying they could see Bedard taking a bridge deal to see how this rebuild goes and if they can actually move forward and start winning. Like, look, I think the Hawks want to get 8 years for him if they can. They've got until September 15th to reach that 8-year deal. Then it goes down to 7. Connor Bedard has said all the right things. There's been nothing from him that has sounded frustrated aside from his own personal, right? Like he's been like, I need to be better, kind of pointing a thumb at himself. He has not expressed any frustration with the speed of the rebuild
Publicly.
But I do think he's probably seeing what's happening around the league and guys sort of like dictating their futures. And I do think that's something the Hawks need to be aware of is, look, I don't think he's trying to run out the door right now, but especially if he just signs a bridge deal, that to me sends them a message of now it's time to show me, right? I've been here. I'm entering my 4th season. I need some help. We got to get better. And I think Byram is the first step in that direction. Hopefully there's a few more.
Yeah, I mean, he could go that route. Could be 4 or 5 years. But at least at that term length, you figure out what Frondell is. You figure out what Kanserov is. You figure out what Nazar is, what Oliver Moore is, and you figure out what this defensive group looks like in the time of that short-term contract, if that is the way that it goes. You also, if it's a shorter term, maybe keep the money a little bit lower. Maybe keep a little bit more money on the books for adding in trades or free agency and giving a little bit more roster flexibility to give Bedard a more competitive roster around him over that term. So if he does go bridge, it's a different dynamic, but it's not a it's not a signal of, oh yeah, he's out of here. I mean, if he wanted to be out of here with the landscape of the NHL as it is now, he could just say, trade me. I don't want to be here. He could. I would be not short on suitors, but I think he's given he's given the Hawks some time to kind of get this rebuild put together, and there's still work to be done, but he is still all in for it. And I think once an extension gets done, he's going to be the captain of the team, and I think all of that is going to fall on his shoulders, and I think he's going to be able to handle it. And I think he's going to take it in stride, and I hope he has the same mentality as Byram is, coming in and being like, I want to come in and want to be the guy that's that number one guy, that elite forward, the captain, the leader, pushing everything forward, the example of the rest of the group can follow me, and then the rest of the group does, and they take those steps forward. I want to have a guy. I want to have a guy in Connor Bedard that has that mentality.
BHF on Twitter shared a quote from Bowen Byram. Actually, it's not a quote, just a comment. It says, Bowen Byram says he hasn't gone into depth with the coaching staff about what side he will play, feels he can do both decently well, but he's more comfortable on his strong side and would prefer to play there. So his preference is left side. So you've got him, Vlasic, Kaiser, and Smith, Cole now. Mm-hmm. On your left side, you've got Renzel and Levchinov as your right shot defenseman.
Someone's going to have to move over.
Korchinski's a left shot.
Delmasho is a left shot, but has played on the right side.
So you have 6 and 2 left to right.
Yes. Yeah. Well, hey, go get Jacob Trouba. He's a right shot.
I mean, that's why we
got money. You got money to spend.
That's why we all wanted him, because it made sense. Right side. So it's one of those guys, Cole, Byram, Delmastro, somebody's going to play on the other side, which I think if you look at a lot of NHL rosters, that's why right-handed shot defensemen are so valuable.
It's a premium,
because not everybody has them. Lots of guys play on their offside.
I'm a right shot defenseman.
Go ahead. Go try it out.
Can you milk me?
This is
I prefer not.
I just thought of Meet the Parents when you said that.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's what it's from. Yes.
Yeah. This is a good summer to be a unrestricted right-handed shot defenseman, Mario. You should
let it play out.
Should have hired that.
My phone's right here.
We might be going back to a two-man squad after this.
A couple other updates. Vitek Vanacek, the goalie, 1-year deal with the Islanders.
It could be worse.
Yes.
We could be the Islanders.
Yes. And update from Darren Dreger on Zach Werenski. Werenski's agent Judd Moldaver and Don Waddell, the GM of the Blue Jackets, spoke today in an effort to clear the air and calm things down. Werenski is comfortable going back to CBJ. Waddell could not present him with a trade in the meantime, but that isn't on the radar at this point.
So he's being traded tomorrow is what that tells me.
Could be.
Man, this is...
GM speak is a whole lot of words to say nothing.
We have a Kessel on the move.
Uh-oh.
It's Matt Kessel going to the Islanders.
Oh, man.
See, look at that. It could be worse. We could be sitting here talking about Vitek Vanacek and
Matt
Kessel and who else did they sign? Matthias Michelli. Their AHL team's gonna be awesome this year.
Well, all right, let's get some super chats because we have a ton of them. Nasty Nate, Demidov got 8 years at $9.13 million per. Effect on Bedard?
0.
Yeah, not really. But there's no way Bedard is under 12.
That does not. Yeah.
He's going to make more than Byram,
right?
Unless he goes shorter term, maybe.
Yeah, but I still
But
think
I imagine the Hawks would say 8 years, $14 million.
Yeah, Demidov
15
and
name your price.
Demidov,
you'll get it.
That was a nice deal for the Canadians, but he doesn't affect the Bedard market at all.
Jeff Merrick just tweeted, if the Rangers can unlock.
See, he gets it.
See, you got to laugh at yourself.
Guys who can make fun of themselves are worth their weight in gold.
That's it.
That's good.
Matt for $5 says, "I'm taking a quick bathroom break. The Hawks better be Cup favorites when I get back."
Well, I hope you ate a lot of chili last night. Be in the bathroom for a while.
Spend some time.
Grab
McLovin, $2 says, "These moves address physicality from my POV." Yeah,
They
there's no
certainly
doubt. They are good depth signings. There's no doubt about that. We're there.
The size, the physicality, using your body, as you see with Smith and Cole.
Cole Smith,
Ian Cole and Cole Smith, blocking shots, hits. Like those are things that they lost with Colton Dock being gone, with Jason Dickinson being gone, Connor Murphy being gone. Like you got to replace a little bit of that. You can't expect Oliver Moore to go out there and lay the lumber. Like that's just not going to be his game. You need other guys to be able to do that.
Pip Hastings says, "Will Chloe go hug Jay? He looks downtrodden for 2 hours." I'm good.
Wow.
No touching. Paulo for $2 says, "Oops."
Oh, thanks. That's a happy mistake.
Hey,
Thanks, Paulo. Appreciate that.
couple 100,000 more of those, and I can get rid of all this crypto.
Thank you, Paulo. We appreciate that.
Luke Schenn to the Canucks, 1 year, 2.25.
Canucks are in full tank mode.
Why are they? Okay.
They got to hit the cap floor.
I guess. But they could just trade Elias Pettersson and do it that way.
That puts them under the cap floor.
I guess so. Alton V says, "Shout outs to my favorite hockey podcast out there. Been watching y'all since day one. Thanks.
Thank
We'll let
you.
them know." Alton.
Thank you.
We'll let Elliot Friedman and Kyle Bukakis know that. Thank you.
Sled Hockey Steven, that's a new name. Thank you, Sled Hockey Steven. $2 says, "What this team needs is a Shorzy." I'm down
A
with that.
fictional character. Yeah.
That's Jacob Trouba, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
Close to
Cole
it,
Smith is kind of that guy.
Just
Jordan
give
Greenway could
Jacob
be that
Trouba
guy.
number 69 and call it a day.
They would never give somebody
No,
that
they would
number.
not. Who was
Andrew Desjardins.
Yeah, Andrew
he
Desjardins.
wore it.
Yes, he wanted it.
He wore it in San Jose, and they wouldn't give it to him.
I like that. That was the line.
Yeah.
Giggity's $2 says, "Greg coming back makes up for anything today." Thank you.
All right, day's not over yet.
Yeah.
Careful what you wish for.
Christo14 says, "Same thing. Greg coming back is better than any Blackhawks reunion." So thank you, Christo. Spencer, $10 says, "Welcome back, Greg."
These all go right to me, right?
Yeah, we're getting
All right,
your first
yeah,
paycheck's about to be accounted for. Green Eyes, or Grinyas, as I call him. Yay, congrats, Greg. Welcome back. $10 from Green Eyes. And then the majestic American woodpecker cockeye, as you
Right
call
on the
him,
money, yeah.
says, "It's not Kane coming back, but it's close. Welcome back, Greg, for $5.
Well,
Thank you, Cock.
I appreciate all that. Clip that, Chloe.
I'm gonna have another HR meeting.
Yeah, you're going to get me fired on my first day back. Way
What's
to
his
go.
name?
Yeah, again,
We're on a first name basis.
I appreciate it all, and I think one of my goals getting back here is definitely try and make the diehards feel like they're getting full value for their money. You're very valued to us.
Yes.
And you help, keep the lights on, and you're helping making this possible. So I'm definitely going to be putting in some energy and time to somehow make sure you guys are getting everything you. So expect to see me back in the Discord sooner rather than later, participating with all you guys and plan some fun things for the year.
And NBS Roy says, "Second BMW incoming for you, Greg."
You guys think hockey writers make a lot of money. It's not true. Maybe from the 70s, the year I was born, I can maybe afford one of those.
Yeah, if you drive through the public part of the parking lot at Blackhawks Ice Center, you'll see a stark difference between the locked part of the parking lot and the unlocked part of the parking lot when we're covering practice.
Just swing by the Lot C at the United Center, which is where the media parks, around 5 o'clock on a day game on a game day, where it's essentially just the media cars, and you'd be like, "This is the worst used car lot I've ever seen."
Victory Auto Wreckers. Door just falls right off.
Victory.
All right, things have slowed down. Not a lot of the signings coming through at the moment. Luke Schenn is the latest one here. The 1 by 2.25 with Vancouver.
Everybody's out to lunch. They're going to come back.
So,
and there will be another swath of deals, I hope.
I'm just going through, making sure we didn't miss anything. Yeah, I think we're pretty good. What do we want to do, fellas? We want to call it and see what happens?
I certainly don't think that anything imminent is coming today based on, what's going on and who's left. I mean, outside of somehow pulling off Jacob Trouba, which seems very doubtful now.
His name isn't even out there.
Right. It's not. And
Very
I think
weird. I'm saying for anybody,
Right.
Yeah.
not just for the Hawks.
I got a feeling that like all these pending trades is keeping the free agent market quiet.
Yeah, I mean,
For the big names.
if you're one of these teams, if you're the Ducks and you want to bring Trouba back, but you're also hopeful that Werenski shows up on the market, or you're trying to work out something with Riley, you got to wait. As far as the Blackhawks go, free agent wise, I think they're done. But trades can happen at any moment, and if something does,
We're here.
We got
We're always here.
We got an emergency broadcasting thingy to do.
Steve Smart 424 says, "Welcome back, Greg." I don't know what the 424 is sending. Oh, Byram maybe.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah,
Nicely done.
424.
that.
Perfect.
All right, well, we got to play 84-0. We're behind. We haven't done it. We forgot it yesterday.
You guys are just scared. My winning
I
streak.
mean, you have been rolling, but you do have an entire
You
like
take your ball and
summer of
go
practice.
Yeah, you had 5 weeks to learn the algorithm. And
I've been playing as much as you guys have.
I don't think so. You're cheating.
Okay. Wow.
That's all right. Jay was cheating before you showed up, and
If I win,
you
it's
found
clean. If I lose, they're cheating.
isn't that how everything goes?
That's how it
today?
works
Yes.
these days.
Yes, it is.
If it doesn't go my way, I was
I was
defrauded.
robbed and cheated. That's how it works.
Crooked. We are ready.
Ready?
All right. Who's up first? Last winner was Mario again?
Yep.
All right.
Is it 5?
Hard
in a row?
mode,
You
one
want
respin.
five?
I think so. Yeah.
2010s Canadians.
That would be Carey Price,
yeah,
please.
Carey Price is the obvious one there. 2010s Penguins.
Oh, my heart says Phil Kessel.
Do it.
Do it.
But
Do
my,
it.
But my head says Sidney Crosby.
Soft way out. 2000s Flames.
Well, one guy.
Jerome McGinley.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
Jerome McGinley.
Those first couple names were like, ugh.
Oh,
20,
come
2000s.
2000s Red Wings.
Yeah, Nicholas Lidstrom. Thank you.
2000s Bruins. Blackhawks legend Nick Boynton.
Get Dennis Weidman. You could
Can
check a
I
ref.
can I
Wasn't
get
that him?
an era redraw, please?
Ooh, okay. He wants
gonna
that
get
Bobby
Bobby
Orr.
Orr.
Ooh, oh.
Oh, you got Ray Bork.
Ray
instead.
Bork, yeah,
Oh,
Ray
man,
Bork.
poor
Okay,
guy.
okay.
He's going 84 now.
Paul Kariya, please.
Paul Kariya, his
That's
guy.
a good team.
83 and
1.
83 losses,
80
1 overtime.
-3-1.
That's pretty good.
All right, Greg,
pretty
you're up
good.
next.
All right. If I don't get 84 and 0, I'm
Retiring?
I'm ripping up that
80s
that new
North
deal.
Stars.
80s North
Ugh,
Stars.
That's
you
the first
have to
time
do
I've
it.
seen them.
Yeah, I haven't seen the North Stars
You know,
yet.
give me Dino Cicerelli. Two put up huge numbers.
Yes, he did. 2000s Sharks.
Brian Campbell.
Brian Campbell
Come on,
counts?
Give me a break.
He played like 20
give
games
me,
there.
give me Joe Thornton.
Remember how they
Yeah.
booed him because he
Yeah.
played 6 games there and didn't come back?
90s Avalanche. Patrick Wan goal, please.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a good goalie.
Atlanta Thrashers. Ilya Kovalchuk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the play.
70s
there's your
Bruins.
Bobby
Bobby
Orr,
Orr.
70s
There's your cheat
Bruins.
code.
And 70s, you know what? Redraw team. I can do better than that.
Ooh.
70s Rangers.
Brad Park.
Yeah,
Brad Park's
Park puts
good.
up big
Yeah,
numbers.
that's a good team.
80 and 4.
That shootout
Man.
loss.
That's it. Remember that announcement I made?
That's good. That's what you get for taking
Never
Dino.
happened.
All right, my turn.
What is with that ad?
I don't know.
I don't know.
80s Oilers. Give me
Oh,
Wayne
geez.
Gretzky.
I wonder. All right, there's your cheat code.
2000s Flames. I will also take Jerome McGinley
That's a good pick.
and his many, many talented children. 70s
Oh,
Bruins.
come
I'll take Bobby
on.
Orr. Here we go.
If you don't win,
2020s Avs. Giving Kale McCarr.
jeez.
80s.
Oh, my
I'll take
God.
Patrick
Here's
Wall
your-
from the
here's your
80s.
84
Come
and
on.
Dude, this has got to be 84.
Oh, no. 2010s Penguins.
What?
Gensel or Kunitz? I'm
I was
redrawing
gonna say, you have a redraw.
era.
Ooh, it's left wing, though.
Give me Yager.
Left
Come
wing.
on.
Yager's a right wing.
Oh, Kevin Stevens put up
Kevin
big numbers.
Stevens,
I'll take
yeah.
Kevin Stevens.
I would have.
I think you're going to win.
That's going to tank me.
80 and
4.
4.
Damn
Wow.
it.
We all
All
had
right.
80 wins.
Chloe, it's up to you. We'll do it for you.
We can talk for you.
We'll just see you make your picks. All right, Chloe's got the 2020s Maple Leafs. So, Knies, Marner,
Nylander,
Austin
Matthews, TJ Brody.
Yeah.
Austin Matthews is the pick. That's
The
good.
90s Kings. That's good. Robitaille, Blake,
Oh,
Rudy,
good.
Curry, Sandstrom.
I would do
I'd go
Robitaille or Curry.
Yeah.
I would do
That's a good
Robitaille.
move.
70s Islanders. Mike Bossy, though.
Take Mike Bossy.
Mike Bossy puts up huge numbers.
Take Mike Bossy. That's 50 goals a season.
50s Canadians. There's your goalie. Jacques Plante.
I would
can
do
redraw,
that
though.
or redraw.
You
I
can
would
redraw the
lean
era.
redraw.
I would probably redraw the era
Because you can get Waugh or Price.
or Chris Chelios,
70s.
Ken Dryden or Larry Robinson.
Yeah, Ken Dryden's
Ken
good.
Dryden's
Dryden's
a
a
Hall
good
of Famer.
pick.
That's an upgrade.
2020 Stars. Harley, Heiskanen, Lindell.
Heiskanen. I would do
Heiskanen.
Heiskanen.
And then
80s Oilers
Paul
defense.
Coffey.
Paul
Yeah.
Coffey. That's a good team.
It's a good team.
Not
but
good enough.
70, 11, and 2. 71, 11, and 2. Well, you know what? You're young. All right, Mario wins again. This is ridiculous. I still have the only 84-0, though,
On the show.
on the show. That's what counts.
I quit.
You can't quit. You're not officially hired yet.
Well, I'm pre-quitting.
All right, pre-quit. All right, we will be... Wait, let's check. Did we miss anything? Hold on.
Nope.
Not that I'm seeing. Told you, everybody's out to lunch.
Hey, we have a national person saying the Bowen Byram contract might not look bad in a few years.
Oh, somebody's going to
Who
get
said
fired.
Sean Gentile.
that? Read the rest of his statement.
Nah, I'm good. That doesn't make it good.
Oh, okay.
That's what he said.
Yep.
It's going to be good.
You
but
can't.
that's not
you can't
good.
stray from the pack. You
It might
can't.
not be bad, but that doesn't make it good.
The graph nerds will come after you.
for
What? You share with the class?
Trouba, 4x8.25 to San Jose.
No, of course.
That's fucking annoying.
They needed a defenseman. That's a lot of money. But, yeah, hey. Mike Greer is having the off-season that we all wanted Kyle Davidson to have.
Yes.
That's why he's the best general manager in the business, per the everybody else.
For the record, Ian Cole and Cole Smith make a combined $7 million.
I mean, would you have wanted... We wanted Trouba, right?
Yes.
Would you have given him 4x8.25?
Yes, of course. Yes. Without question.
4 year, yeah. I mean, he hasn't shown any kind of signs of like revert. I mean, at the end of his contract, he's going to be exactly how old Ian Cole is now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, sure.
Making
If that's
twice as much.
if that's what it taken to give him, but then you have $21 million in your top pair of defensemen. So I don't know. I don't know if he's worth that much, but apparently that's what it cost to get him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's almost a $2 million raise from what he was getting. So, and I think was APF that does all the projections?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had him at like 6.7 for a 3-year deal. So
Yeah,
that's a big overpay. Based on
They had 4 by 6.4.
Okay.
So you give him basically
$2
$2 million
more per-
over.
So that's $8
over a
million
projection.
more than what
Teams
it-
like the Hawks and
but
the Sharks are in
you
position
have
to
to do
overpay.
that. Yeah. So it makes their defense better, and that's what they needed. So they're going to be right there in the Pacific.
Yep.
I mean, as far as now right shot defenseman
That's
for
it.
like if the Hawks are going to add anybody, we know that they're not going to get Carlson. The next guy down the list would be John Klingberg. Does that do anything for you?
No.
No.
If he was free, maybe.
I just don't think he's going to be free.
You never know.
Looking at the list here.
Andrew Peak, Nick Jensen, Nick Blankenberg.
Vincent Desharnais.
None of those guys are worth it, right? I think you.
Matt Dumba.
Yeah, I think Trouba would have been the right shot guy to kind of balance things out. You don't have him.
Sharks do. That's to me, that's the frustration, right? Like, it's there for you. You've got the money, you've got the cap space, you've got the roster spot.
We'll find out, into the deal if it was worth it.
And Yo Adrian says I'd rather have the Byram than Trouba. I agree with that. I would like to have both.
Sure.
So then you're looking at it doesn't matter. It's gone.
Doesn't matter.
But
We'll see the greatness of Mike Greer on the ice and see how it turns out. But that's an overpay. The Blackhawks could have made that overpay.
Yep.
And chose not to.
I mean,
Trouba wanted to go to San Jose instead.
Yeah, look at the Sharks. I mean, that's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
But look at the Sharks' defense. They had like 2 guys under contract. And if Mario Ferraro is not coming back, we'll see if the Morgan Riley trade ends up happening or anything like that. But like, they had to construct a defense, and they're doing it.
Much more desperate need of defenseman than the Blackhawks are right now.
Yeah,
like at this point, Trouba would have been a really nice anchor, but almost like a luxury at this point for the Hawks, where the Sharks needed him. They tried to get Bowen Byram, didn't get him. There's been talks that they've been trying to get Morgan Riley, but he doesn't want to go there. Like, they had to do something, so they overpaid. And almost $21 million for Trouba and Bowen, that's a little too much for my blood.
Yeah, I'm sure if the Hawks were offering Trouba a deal, it wasn't that. That's what I would imagine.
The stat people don't like it. Dom Decision says, nasty stuff. Woof.
Hey, is he allowed to say something bad about the Sharks?
So he has the market value for Trouba as a $3.1 million value, $8.3 million contract. He has a net rating for Trouba of -2 defensively and even offensively, so a -2 net rating overall for Trouba on his player card.
Friend of the program, Scott Wheeler, says the initial stage of a rebuild is always the smoothest. The next part is where you can run into trouble. This feels like the first real misstep from Mike Greer.
Oh, Mike Greer's getting roasted by national people. What a turn of events. Are these people going to get fired? I mean, they're not wrong, but like they...
Sharks are also a better team than they were at the end of last season.
I think the biggest reason we all wanted Jacob Trouba here is because of that physicality he brings. You know, he'll go out and be your pudwack. Well, you know, you have...
I'll be your pudwack.
But you addressed physicality with Greenway and Cole and all the Coles. Hey, maybe you're trying to collect all the Coles.
Cole Caulfield
you're getting
to the Blackhawks confirmed.
Oh, there you go.
Be still my little heart.
Coleman. There you go. All the Coles.
And Keegan Kolesar.
Yes. See? You're going to do all the Coles. And you're going to win the Stanley Cup.
And here's a bit of big news via Elliot Freeman. I do believe the Sergei Bobrovsky to Toronto arrival is upon us. That's what Elliot said.
Wow.
New boy.
So, all right. Hey, man. The Leafs
now
are loading
I'm
up.
fascinated to see what the deal is.
It's amazing what landing the #1 pick can do for a team that looked like the arrow was pointed down. Man, what a bit of luck for the Leafs. It's crazy.
I look forward to them losing in the first round again.
Bobrovsky to Toronto gives them a improvement at goaltender, but you're still figuring out. You know, if they get Bobrovsky and Werenski. You added Radish. We'll see what happens with Knies. You're adding McKenna. Like they're gonna, I feel like, turn things around from what last year was.
They definitely should be a playoff team. No doubt about that.
Yeah,
they should be. If not, something's going wrong. If not,
added Jack Roslovic, so that's some depth.
Jim Hiller. I mean, Jim Hiller is getting gave him a much better roster than he ever had in LA. So yeah. Let's see if all those negative mojo that he gained in LA was more of a roster problem or on him. So we'll see.
So we talk about the net rating that was given to Jacob Trouba of -2. Bowen Byram is a +4 in the Athletics model. He is a +3 offensive. It's 0 defensively, but it must be like, a percentage towards the positive.
So it's even.
Yeah, right. So
that tells me
+4 current net rating. Yeah. By comparison, just looking at the Sabres, Rasmus Dahlin is a +21.
That's pretty good.
Owen Power +2. So Byram was, based on the Athletics model, their second best defenseman.
Yeah.
All right.
And being second to
Rasmus
Dahlin
makes you the best
pretty
defenseman
good.
on the
All right,
Blackhawks.
plus 21. All right, who would be let's look at Kale McCarr, just for funsies. I want to see what Kale McCarr is.
He's got to be like a plus
Plus
121.
100 million.
Plus infinity.
Avalanche defenseman. Kale McCarr plus 26.
That's about right.
Should we see what Zach Werenski was?
Sure.
Norris winner.
Norris
How
winner.
about Ian Cole
You can do that too.
and Jacob Trouba? Would you say
What division
Trouba
is
was?
it friggin' Jackets in again?
The
Metro.
Metro, yeah. That's what I clicked on, isn't it? No, I clicked Atlantic.
They're in the ass division.
That new logo for the S division is incredible, though. 21 for Werenski.
So he's the same as Rasmus Dahlin.
All right, we're looking up Cole Smith.
Ian Cole.
Ian Cole. I can't. This is why I'm the mad. I'm realizing this is why I'm mad. Because I'm gonna embarrass myself
It's going to
every
be a lot
friggin'
worse
show.
than me calling Max Domi Ty Domi and me calling Tyler Bertuzzi Todd Bertuzzi.
Ian Cole -1 net rating.
Probably because you got nothing offensively.
But somebody had I think it was Cap Wages, has him like in the 95th percentile as a third pair left defenseman.
Meaning he's better than
that's
90,
what he's better than 95% of the left left side
that.
defenseman. That's
You take
fine.
that.
It's fine.
What was Trouba? Was he the -2 you said?
Trouba was like -4, did I say? Let me see. Let me look one more time. This is not the fastest thing in the world. Sorry, gang. But, this
That's
is not
all right.
being podcasted. -8, Jacob Trouba.
-8. Ooh. All right.
Ooh-wee.
I'm not, all of a sudden not as upset about not landing Jacob Trouba as I was, say, 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I mean, Ian Cole's in the 67th percentile for even strength offense impact, 68th percentile for even strength defensive impact. That's based off of the hockeystats.com. That's Jay Fresh's model. Is that where you're looking at?
I'm looking at the Athletics model.
Oh, the Athletic. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Cole Smith is not in here.
Yeah, I mean, again, like you're looking at some of these guys, and it's not flashy, but it's I think with Ian Cole, it's a 1 year floor raising deal to insulate some of the young guys defensively. The Oilers have acquired Devin Levi from the Sabres for a 3rd round pick.
Okay. So does that mean Hellebuck's coming? Probably,
And
right?
The Maple Leafs are signing Bobrovsky to a 3-year contract.
For Kevin Weeks, who is in some kind of room.
He's in his white room.
Okay.
It's all white. Let's see. Yeah, Devin Levi from Buffalo.
Is he at Connor McDavid's house?
Yeah, I don't know.
3 years for Bobrovsky. Yeah, that's fine. I think wasn't the
He'll be
report earlier that he
38
wanted
when the season
6
starts?
That he wanted 6-year deal.
Yeah, well, that's a 6-year deal from Florida, which
Well-
is a 3-year deal from Toronto.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
They,
if you can
they
give
would have been
Rad-
6 years
if you
by
can give Radko
$3 million.
Gudas 6 years, you can give Sergei Bobrovsky 3 years.
Bobrovsky
Or
is
6 years.
37 now.
I think he'll be 38 when
He'll
the
turn
season
38 September 20th. So,
Yeah.
like, right when the season's
And he's
starting.
the best goalie Toronto's had in
ever.
A while.
since Ed Belfour.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't remember too many great early 2000s Maple Leafs goalies. Belfort, Curtis Joseph, they were Felix Potvin. They were all kind of the same era.
We're missing, like James Reimer had a couple good years.
He's not-
Reimer was okay. Jonathan
Yeah.
Bernier was okay.
Yeah, none of them
They were
won
okay.
Vezina.
but none of
Stanley
them were
Cups.
Yeah.
Bobrovsky. Yeah.
It's the best goalie they've had in a long time.
It's probably exciting for Leafs fans right now.
Right.
Definitely.
I'm sure they all think they're going to win the Stanley Cup again, and then around April
Yeah, you probably
29th,
feel-
it's
yeah,
going to
I
be
mean,
like, blow it up again.
You
These
probably
guys
feel pretty
stink.
good about yourself.
Connor Clifton, 2 years with the Bruins. That's
Every time I
latest.
hear that name, I think of that Family Guy episode. Ooh, Miss Clifton, Miss Clifton, Miss Clifton. Ooh, Miss Clifton.
Do we have any more super chats we got to get to, Chloe? Or do we do them all? All right. What do we want to do? We want to go. We want to go. Be around for emergency pod if needed.
We've been on for, what, 2 hours now?
Yeah.
Beating rush hour traffic out of the city sounds like a hell of an idea.
I mean, Kyle Davidson is tentatively scheduled to talk today by the Hawks,
Right over there.
so we'll see. Yeah, I think we've given it a good college try. The first 2 hours of free agency, And we've come out of it with Cole Smith and Ian Cole.
3x7 for Bobrovsky.
Oh.
It's a pretty good deal. But his past has earned it. I mean, it's a good deal.
All right. If anything happens, we'll be here. We just got to drive home. And then once we're home, we'll dial up the internet and get the Prodigy going and jump on for an emergency pod. So thanks for being with us. We appreciate your support. If you've not hit the like button, please do so. We have almost 900 people watching and only 393 likes. So I'm going to give you 15 seconds to hit the like button real quick. Go ahead and do that. While you're at it, make sure you go to allchgo.com, become a diehard, get yourself a free shirt, get access to our Discord, all that fun stuff. We have a show tomorrow, right?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. 3 o'clock tomorrow, and then we have the 4th of July holiday. So we'll talk to you tomorrow on CHGO Blackhawks.
We all silly like the mayor.